Welcome to Investigating Comic Club, where we chronologically read, review, discuss, and rate specific crucial stories of the medium. We hope that you will subscribe, become members of Comic Club yourself, share your own opinions in the comments below, as well as give a rating of the issue as an A, B, C, D, or F. Tell us what you think. Unfortunately, today, Gerry is not here. He is in Hong Kong doing some stuff that will hopefully have a little bit of an impact on the channel. It should be pretty cool. Today we are doing Marauders issue 2 by Gerry Duggan, Matteo Loli, and Federico Blee. It's got a pretty absolutely gorgeous cover. I think the colors, the layout, everything about it really works. I would have loved for the red of Kitty to potentially pop a little bit more, draw attention directly to it, but it's a really gorgeous image by Russell Dodderman and Matthew Wilson. I'm not familiar with those artists, but I'm hoping that they're going to be doing some interiors at some point. First thing, I think that the art has improved drastically since the last issue. I would say Matteo Loli is, you see the effort on every page. I think that I had mentioned in the last video, the last Marauders video, that the art, I didn't feel like it was quite ready for prime time, but the improvement, I see it on every page. I'm not sure if the artist is working chronologically, but it's certainly apparent that he is putting in the effort. And Federico Blee is certainly a huge aspect of this art. The two of them together are quite the dynamic duo in this issue. Really impressed by them. There's an interesting and elegant astral plane visit between Emma and the Five Cuckoos. She's trying to kind of convince them to get on her side, and they're not really having too much of it. There's 5 of them here, which is interesting. I know when I was reading the X-Men fairly regularly, 2 of them died, and I'm wondering, we haven't seen 5 in person in reality. I'm wondering if in the astral plane, the 5 of them still exist, their consciousness. Emma and Sebastian's meeting throughout the issue was pretty entertaining. I think you could really see Emma treasuring how much frustration she was causing in Sebastian. Xavier and Magneto were pretty adamant to have Sebastian within this collective. Emma was not happy about it, and here she's really enjoying putting him in his place. And I thought that it was thoroughly entertaining to watch and read their interactions this issue. The battle sequence between the Marauders and Batroc the Leaper. It's pretty great to see Batroc the Leaper. He is such a throwaway character, but when he is used well, it's kind of this weird joy to see him. There's a great series, The Bloodstone Hunt, I believe it was called. Mark Grunwald and Kieran Dreyer's Captain America run that is absolutely worth checking out, and he's a fun character in that. I like when the X-Men titles go beyond just using the X-Men characters. It's nice to see them interact with a character that's part of the Marvel Universe proper that isn't really associated with the X titles at all. I like that inclusion. There was some good fluidity in that art and battle sequence. The choreography I thought was really great. There were some moments where Duggan, he should not have put certain pieces of dialogue where it was placed. It felt like it slowed the effort on the artist's part to get panel-to-panel movement and action going correctly. And I think that dialogue in those certain places, it's very important to place that correctly because you want to manipulate the reader's eye in a certain way to have that battle moving with the tempo that you want. I liked the pyro biting Batroc. It's interesting, it's been tough for me in the Dawn of X books to really invest emotionally with some of these characters, with most of the X-Men characters at this point, because you feel like I feel like they're not making their decisions with a clear head. It's clear that they are being influenced into complacency by whatever is happening on Krakoa. And Bobby's response to Professor X's death, trust the Five, it's cultish. There's something afoot here. And Kate, not being on the island, she's hitting the booze so hard here, almost like Gerry Duggan is really driving it home that she's very much reliant on the alcohol. It's tough. All these characters of ours, they're not our characters, but we adore them, we love them. That's why we're reading these stories. And it is tough to emotionally invest in them because these really important decisions they're making, are they making them with a clear head? We don't know yet. And I think if they don't commit one way or the other pretty quick, it might backfire a little bit on them with the readers. We'll see. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Do you feel like they are making sound choices and the choices that they are making are coming from a place without manipulation, without being under the influence of any other power or thing? If you guys feel like this is actually just the status quo and moving forward, I would love to hear about that, because maybe I'm way off base. I'm not too sure. When they go into the tattoo parlor, again, why didn't Bishop, there's this urgent Taipei situation, why isn't Bishop informing them while they're getting these tattoos? They're sitting there at least for an hour while they're getting these tattoos. What's happening with this Taipei situation? It's cool to see Gateway. It's always a pleasure to see Gateway. What an interesting character. Another winner creation by Chris Claremont. It seems to me like Gerry Duggan is stretching situations for what he feels like would be extreme. The bars and the alcohol and getting tattoos. It almost seems like what some pseudo poser punk high schoolers would think were extreme. I'm not sure if I'm buying it too much here. It's a little adolescent. These characters have fought and been through wars. When they go through Gateway's portal, the new Marauder ship is super impressive. It's super cool, but people's reactions to it is, what is this extreme Taipei situation? And Bishop's just like, oh, this is neat. We got some new toys. Let's play with them. That can wait. It's clear that Duggan can write a mature and calculating character. His work here with Emma Frost is really great. She's always a bit condescending, patronizing. It works really well here. Whereas the other characters trying to think this through, like at the tattoo shop, when Bishop says that he's got a tattoo already, and he's, his M, it's the same as Jewish people in the Holocaust getting tattooed and branded. These characters, they feel like they're rebelling against, they're juvenilely rebelling against a parent or a government that hasn't necessarily done too much harm to them. But these people have been through real life tragedy, and they are just coming off juvenile. I think Pyro is fun. I'm enjoying him. He's not the Pyro that I quite remember, but he's fun on the team. Whereas Storm and Bishop, they need justification. We need some time with them. The Red Queen reveal is obvious, but it's logical. The pacing of that sequence is really great. The page turn, seeing Kate there, I like all that stuff. It is obvious. It's not much of a revelation at all, but it's logical. It makes sense. I didn't see too much connection to the other Dawn of X titles in this issue as far as world building. More just foundation laying for what this title's identity is going to be going forward. I want to like this title more, but similar to the first issue, it is still unsatisfactorily imperfect to me. Yeah, I would give this one a C. Tell me if you disagree. I want to know if I'm missing something. Again, Garen's going to be back very soon, and I look forward to your thoughts. To be continued.